Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for this new edition of Business Africa. Today we discover a new application made in Congo and follow the African debate on artificial intelligence. But first, let's get on with the show with our top stories today. Unity or Umojja, how 3 young Africans created a social network to promote peace.
With the experiences of war that we have had, Umojja will do much more to help young people share information through a platform that is safe for the development of our country and other African countries.
The public, business people and companies alike all want to know more about artificial intelligence and big data. We are off to Cameroon for an awareness-raising campaign.
Big data or artificial intelligence are machines capable of assimilating human intelligence. Will these machines not replace us? That's why I'm here.
Rwanda is at the cutting edge of recycling and is constantly innovating. As proof, this entrepreneur is making furniture and everyday objects from used tires while creating jobs.
Today, we do not throw away or burn old tires. Thanks to the innovation, we can do a lot of different things with them. It is a precious material.
We opened this edition in Goma, east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. As you know, the town was plunged into mourning by a shootout this month. Several dozen demonstrators lost their lives. Congolese military officials were arrested and brought to justice. A new ordeal in this troubled region of the east of the DRC, where at the same time a highly entrepreneurial youth is multiplying several initiatives. This paradox is reflected in this report on a new social network invented locally by 2 young Congolese and a Nigerian to promote peace. The social network is called Umojja, which means unity. Our correspondent, Daniel Michombero, tells us more. Take a look. The idea came from Charles Muleka, who spent 6 months thinking about African unity and peace in the region. He shared his thoughts with 2 friends who set up Umojja. The network took a year to develop from May 2022 to May 2023.
Tu sais, d'abord, la situation dans laquelle nous sommes. Donc,
You know the situation we are in. Our continent doesn't even have its own platform that allow information to flow properly and without problems.
While a large part of the African continent is torn apart by conflicts that contribute to the persistence of poverty, these 3 young people have developed the Umojja social network to connect the continent by conveying messages of peace. Umojja pays content creators a certain amount of money according to the categories and number of views on the Umojja network. The network also offers free certification for all public interest accounts.
With the
experiences of war that we have had, Umojja will do much more to help young people share information through a platform that is safe for the development of our country and other African countries. Our country is a member of several organizations. As we often say, the DRC is the trigger, so through us, others can benefit.
Accessible in web and mobile versions, Umojja has been available on Play Store since July 2023.
This is how Umojja works on the phone. You click on the app and it opens.
Et là, c'est l'application qui s'affiche. Et là, on vous envoie un message.
We send you a message to download, and if you already have the app,
quand vous y cliquez, il n'y aura rien.
There's nothing to do, and if you don't, you can download it.
Le téléchargement va démarrer.
In Goma, in the province of North Kivu, in the east of the DRC, the Umojja application has already been getting a lot of attention. On Wednesday, July 19, 2023, Charles Muleka was invited by a group of local developers. He was asked to explain how his social network works and its usefulness. After being briefed, the developers in the room appreciated and encouraged the idea of these 3 young people. Benedict Kideka, a female developer from Goma, was quite pleased.
En général, j'ai vu que c'était vraiment quelque chose de bon.
In general, I saw that it was something good because the application was developed in Africa, specifically in Goma. As a developer, I was surprised to find out that an application of this kind could be developed here in Africa, especially in Goma. I've seen the functionalities. It's something interesting and great, and I'd like to congratulate the team who came up with the wonderful idea of designing this network.
Idée merveilleuse de concevoir quelque chose comme ça.
Gerard Chubaka, a young coder from Goma, is also satisfied, despite a few comments about the design of the application, which he advises the creator to improve.
After the application presentation, I was positively impressed because it's something I've never seen here in the DRC.
C'est quelque chose que je n'ai jamais vu ici dans notre pays.
We use French and American social networks, but this is the first I've heard of a social network developed in the DRC. It's something that really struck me, and it's something I'm very much encouraging.
John Mukangere has the same positive reaction. This fact-checking expert appreciates and encourages the work done by these young Africans. A member of Congo Check, a fact-checking media organization in the DRC, John believes that the precautions taken by the Umojja social network will help to combat fake news, which is a key factor in promoting peace in Africa.
You can easily copy a text from Facebook and paste it somewhere, but on Umojja it's practically impossible. On Facebook, Twitter and other social networks, you can take screenshots and share them, but on Umojja it's impossible. These innovations on Umojja will curb the proliferation of fake news on social networks.
The server storing the data for the Umojja social network is based in South Africa. The network plans to employ more than 500 people worldwide to improve its services. And in Gabon, after the coup, it is time for the transitional president, General Brice Clotaire Nguema, to make his first economic decisions. At the end of a meeting with employers' associations represented by Henri-Claude Oyima, the chairman of the BGFI Bank Group, he announced his intention to settle the problem of the domestic debt owed by the government to the private sector and to privatize the management of 2 social security funds. He also intends to use the banking system to finance development projects. The new Prime Minister, economist and opponent Raymond Ndong Sima, has just taken office. These announcements come against uncertainty about the latest 150 million CFA franc bond issue launched by the Gabonese government, for which subscriptions closed 24 hours before the coup. In Zambia, Indian billionaire Anil Agarwal and state-owned ZCCM partners in the operation of the Konkola mining complex have reached an agreement after 4 years of disputes. Konkola was put into liquidation in 2019 after tax disputes, but today's deal could be a win-win for all parties. It includes paying $250 million to local creditors, a 20% pay rise, and a $20 million annual budget for local communities. Are artificial intelligence and big data the new El Dorado for African businesses? In any case, the continent's economic decision makers are increasingly interested in learning new skills in this field, a sector that is growing exponentially. The revolution in artificial intelligence and data, known as big data, is leaving no one indifferent. And there are increasing calls for Africa to seize these resources and to make the most of them. A recent example was in Yaoundé, where our correspondent Aboubakar Siddiq Munchili attended meetings between the public, project leaders and players in the sector. Take a look.
Benny Mandela has chosen Cameroon for the launch of a vast cooperation on a continental scale around digital transformation, big data and artificial intelligence, and the challenges and opportunities for Africa.
I thought that Africa had to wake up anyway to catch up.
The revolution that affects intelligence is a revolution that affects all states. And you have seen the history of GAFA, Google, and all the others, how they can destabilize powerful countries such as the United States. This means that we are in a field where the human being, his intelligence, is acquiring such power to transform society and the economy that everyone is striving to improve.
This businesswoman from the African diaspora, originally from the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, who is an expert in management and the digital transformation of companies, has arrived on her continent with solutions.
It all started with an observation of the technological advances we see elsewhere. And today, Africa, I see that we have everything we need, except that in terms of technology, we are not advancing. I thought we had to start somewhere and launch this initiative that I call Business Conference and Search Solutions.
Her conviction: by 2030, more than 7 out of 10 companies in the world will experience a cybersecurity attack, and 3 out of 10 jobs will disappear. 85% of new jobs will appear. Today's world will disappear to make way to a new hyper-connected world where interoperability and artificial intelligence will be of paramount importance. It is therefore a question of better preparing the continent to face this challenge.
My proposal is simple. It's the support in terms of management consulting and digital transformation of companies. Everything to train executives, company executives, business leaders and government officials. Also provide funding to companies and states that wish to do so, because we also support in the area of project funding. And the goal is really to be able to bring the African continent to the top, to compete with the other continents.
Benny Mandela's combat is part of this initiative. Large-scale meetings with the public, project holders, the business world in general, or training sessions. The list is long. The objectives are to create a synergy between African and external actors to generate business opportunities in this digital world. And the fact that it was held in Cameroon in August 2022 was the right time, perfect timing to fill a huge expectation.
Our interest is very particular because we are the first African supplier of telecommunications equipment. We build and develop technologies linked to connectivity, the main one being the Reynolds Smart 8020, which is a technology that enables us to achieve the objective of this conference, digital transformation. I think it's a great initiative because she not only shares her knowledge with us, she preferred to start with her African brothers. Big data or artificial intelligence are machines capable of assimilating human intelligence. Will these machines not replace us? That's why I'm here. We need the experts to try to explain what this is all about. Will there still be jobs?
Experts came from all over the world or remotely by video conference. Business leaders or executives, investors, and representatives of state institutions spoke in a series of strategic conferences, workshops, demos, and networking. They all were convinced of the enormous opportunities that Africa would benefit from investing in digital transformation, big data, and artificial intelligence.
It creates a lot of jobs. It creates a lot of opportunities. It allows states to develop because even the most developed ones invest a lot in technology. This is because they know that it is an important lever for employment. The service sector in France employs a lot of people. So Africa also needs to take up the challenges of the digital, technology, and services domains to create jobs. This is an extremely important subject because it will resolve the problem of unemployment enormously.
Whether for the private or public sector, the stakes are high for the African continent today. Benny Mandela and her team wish to accelerate the movement by embarking on these present and future projects at each stage of their continental journey. It is a question of bringing all the relevant stakeholders to invest in this digital transformation of the African continent. For her, it is through this that the levers of growth and prosperity could be activated. After Cameroon, the destinations announced for 2022 are the DRC, Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, Senegal, and then Paris in France and Atlanta in the United States.
Welcome to the second part of our show. Heading now towards COP28, the African Climate Action Summit this month in Nairobi marked the beginning of the continent's preparations for the annual United Nations Conference. It will be held in November in Dubai, and the Nairobi Declaration details African demands, a new financial architecture taking into account the restructuring and debt relief required by several countries, but also a common vision around the carbon tax. Finally, the 54 African states expect the international community to make a more marked contribution to increasing Africa's renewable energy production capacity. Uganda has become the second country in the East African community to ban the trade in second-hand clothes. The announcement came from President Yoweri Museveni. He said it was in line with the country's policy of Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, and would be accompanied by a revival of the local textile industry. But the new policy is already attracting criticism. Kampala's influential traders organization is concerned about the mediocre quality of local products and is pointing to the loss of taxes on imported containers for the government. Meanwhile, still in East Africa, the expansion of electric mobility is off to a good start. Bolt, which has already deployed some 40 e-bikes for delivery in Nairobi, wants to make electric vehicles available to Kenyans within a year. The Estonian company has announced an investment of nearly $700,000 in the country. It will, of course, join Uber, which has just announced the deployment of 3,000 electric motorbikes in the Kenyan capital. And precisely the mobility challenges of some can encourage the ingenuity of others. This is how in Rwanda, a country particularly committed to environmental protection and recycling, used tyres are also finding buyers. A great example here with Jean de Dieu Kamana, who employs 17 people to manufacture shoes and furniture. This is a report by Temistoke Hazikamana in Kigali. Take a look.
Who would have imagined that a creative mind and dedication to the industry of home furnitures or flower vases could make a difference in how a country deals with pollutants? This is exactly what the Tsinda Business Group workshop does with all tyres, an original and very useful processing company in Rwanda, where the waste recycling rate is about 12%.
Today, we do not throw away or burn old tires. Thanks to the innovation, we can do a lot of different things with them. It is a precious material. We collect and store them to sell them. Before, it was a real problem to find a way to get rid of it. But now we make a real business out of it like gold.
Welcome to the Tsinda Business Group workshop. Here tires are transformed into shoes, home and office furniture, flower vases, but also household items. The company was created by Kamana Jean de Dieu in 2017 and today employs more than 17 people. The idea came from the former profession of the founder, which was precisely to sell tires.
The idea of making different things from old tires came to me because I saw old tires everywhere, and I thought it was a material that could be exploited instead of burnt or thrown into the wild. Often people would visit me at work and like to sit on the old tires that I sold, and that's how I got the idea to make chairs and other things from this precious raw material.
Jean de Dieu Kumana's workshop can manufacture about 15 pairs of chairs. In a week, the price for a pair of chairs is around $50 to $100, while other items like flower vases can cost $4 to $6 a piece.
These chairs are unique, from design to painting. Every customer finds what he's looking for here. Right now I'm painting chairs ordered by a military man, so these chairs will be painted based on colors from the military uniform as he wished for. Our colors are attractive, with traditional shapes. Thus our products are unique and highly appreciated by our customers.
This innovation has enabled some young people to escape unemployment, which seems to be constantly growing among a large part of the population.
I started this work when I was still a student. After school I came to work here, and this allowed me to fund the end of my schooling. It's the job that I like right now. I'm no longer a burden on my family. On the contrary, I help my brothers who are still at school.
The Kumana workshop wants to compete with imported furniture sold at a high price.
When I see all these people from modest backgrounds who cannot afford expensive furniture, I tell myself that it is my responsibility to provide them with materials that they can put in their households and that will allow them to live like the others. It encourages me to innovate even more, not to mention my contribution to the protection of the environment.
This initiative has enabled many middle-class citizens who, for example, cannot afford the expensive imported furniture that cost more than $2,000 to obtain comfortable lounge chairs. Their products can be spotted in many neighborhoods and homes, and they are making a difference.
Their products are artistic. There is a difference with other materials sold elsewhere in terms of resistance and comfort. So I was interested.
I was attracted by their colors. Once they are placed in the house or in the garden, it is really pleasant. In terms of design, it looks really nice. Moreover, the price is affordable for everyone. The Rwanda Environment Management Authority, the REMA, estimates that the daily volume of municipal solid waste is between 1,800 and 2,000 tons, and that only 12% of it is recycled. This initiative has saved the environment tons of used tires that would end up piled up in garages and would aggravate pollution. REMA is fighting hard to find a sustainable solution for this waste.
Actually, the management of all the tires is as complicated as any other scattered solid waste. We are tackling it together with stakeholders, municipalities, and other friendly institutions we are working with. We are advocating for a proper handling and management of our waste, being solid waste, being tires, being any kind of waste that can be a source of air pollution once in contact with fire. We are trying to make sure they are cleaned up from the environment.
Thanks to the efforts of Tsinda Business Group to reduce such waste in the country, the burning of waste tires, which is the main cause of emission of harmful air pollutants, has been significantly reduced. The Rwandan government has set a target to increase the recycling rate of non-organic solid waste to 40% by 2030.
That's it. Business Africa is over. I'll be back next week, same time, same channel for Initiative Africa. I'll be hosting Malian economist Modibo Mao Mokalu. In the meantime, you can watch this show again on our website, africaonair.com, and follow us on all our social media channels. Feel free to share, like, and comment using the hashtag Business Africa. Have a great week, and until next time, goodbye.